Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I want to take a few minutes to explain how Landlord-Reference.com can be used to dramatically improve your chances of collecting COVID-19 era rent. Now, I think as we're all painfully aware, the federal, state, and local laws and the moratorium prevents us as landlords from evicting our tenants even if they don't pay their rent. I think a lot of this is because there are certain people who have lost their jobs due to the COVID-19 and are unable to pay the rent. And unfortunately, there are also other renters who are capable, but they are choosing not to pay their rent. Now, regardless, the law also requires that all of these renters who have back rent are required to repay that by a particular date in the future after the moratorium ends. But the question is, if they don't pay their rent now, what are the chances that these renters will simply run away from their obligations, leaving you and me as landlords holding the bag of all of this unpaid rent? So how can we then hold them accountable and make them more responsible to do the right thing and the legal thing? Landlord-Reference.com allows you to create landlord reference templates to really notify your tenants that information is being gathered on them that they can no longer run away from. So go ahead and take a look at that. If you don't have an account, simply click on the green landlord sign up button. If you do, go ahead and log in. Once you're logged in, it'll take you right to your dashboard. What you'll see here is landlord references. Click on that. Now you see here I have all these active landlord references. Most of these are former tenants that I've created landlord references on after they've moved out or finalized it after they've moved out. And some of those are placeholders of my current tenants that I will update throughout their lease as certain things occur, right? If I want to create a new landlord reference, a template or a placeholder for your active or current renters, click on the new landlord reference button here. Fill in the address, fill in the dates of the lease, fill in information on the tenant, and then we can also finish off things down here at the bottom. Now, again, I have verified this with a landlord or tenant attorney who says everything that we are doing here is completely legal. And that's how we built this system. One thing that he warned me about is that during this strange COVID-19 period, we as landlords are unable to share verbally or through landlord reference or in any way whatsoever that the renters have not paid their rent. The main reason is because legally, because of the moratorium, rent is not due. Okay? At some point in the future when the moratorium ends and the date by which all the back rent was to have been paid has passed, at that point, they do have unpaid rent. And at that point, you are able to complete the entire form and finish off the last part of this, which is, are they liable for any additional rent or fee? Now, depending upon when they pay, you can also say the number of late payments. Now, again, that limitation is limited to the period of time that was the moratorium. So, for example, if they had late payments before the moratorium, those can still be captured. But once again, during the moratorium, they are not late because rent is not legally due. Once that time has passed, you can come back into your template. You can finish it off by typing in, do they have any additional rent that's due? And then clicking on Save and Publish. But the most important thing is, during their lease and during this moratorium, it's your way of notifying your renters that you are capturing their information and you will capture their payment or non-payment when it's legally allowed for you to do that, and they cannot hide from this behavior, and all future landlords will be able to see if they held up their end of their obligations. If you have any questions, let me know and we'll get those answered by joining a particular session. Thanks, guys.